Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes, and this is an astonishing number. There's been a poll, and it is absolutely astonishing what has happened. It was done by Techni UK's. It's their final full weekly tracker poll before Christmas, and it gives Kemi Badenoch's Tories a 1 point boost over the last 7 days, but it highlights and reveals a massive problem at the heart of the Tory party. And this is a big problem. This is a huge problem. More than 1 in 5 voters who voted for Rishi Sunak at the last general election in July, just 5 months, have now switched to Reform UK. That's a 20% swing across in just 5 months. According to the final weekly tracker poll, the Tories have gone up a point to 26% in the last week, putting them on a mere 1% behind Labour, who remain on 27%. However, the loss of voters after the defections, including donor Nick Candy and former MP Andrea Jenkins, Aidan Burley, Uncle Tom Cobley and all, shows that 22% of their supporters from the election in July have already switched to Nigel Farage and Reform. Well, it's 22%. It's getting on for nearer a quarter. And that's now. What's it going to be like over the next few months? Reform ends the year on 21%. Lib Dems on 12%, Greens on 7%, everyone else doesn't matter. The figures again appear to reveal that Keir Starmer's lead is being diminished and is dependent on the voters of the right of politics being split down the middle between Reform and the Tories. Of course, between them, they've got 47% as it stands. No, 48%. I can't count. 48% as it stands. Now, Labour, amongst pensioners, is now a distant third on 21%, with 29% of pensioners opting for Tories and 25% for Reform. And it is ever thus. It's going to be so close in the next election if these figures stay. These figures will not stay. If she's losing that number of voters to Reform now, it is just a matter of time. And of course, these figures are a few days old anyway. With what's happened over the last few days, it may already be worse for them than that. It may already be up to 25% of voters switching to Reform, especially when Elon starts pumping the money in. Techni UK Chief Executive Michaela Maritza said at the end of the year findings show that it is all to play for in 2025. Now, one of the things that's going to change that massively is what we talked about yesterday, which is the cancellation of the by-elections, or the council elections in 2025. If they're cancelled by both parties, and we will know this, then both parties are going to suffer massively because they'll be seen for what they are. But it is constantly downwards for Labour. Tories are wobbling along, and it's constantly upwards for Reform. The crossing point is any time soon. By the end of this year, the parties which are right at the very top are going to be so dynamically interlinked, because it's going to be a case of, a couple of Labour supporters will switch to Reform, a couple of Tories will switch to Reform, this, and it's going to be almost impossible to split them by the end of the year, I think. But I think definitely Reform are on the up. They have the momentum. And this, of course, is what's frightening both the Tories and Labour, which is why they want to cancel next year's elections. Watch this space. Bye.